Welcome to The Buzz, where we bring you leaders in dental education, discussing hot topic courses and industry trends. I'm your host, Vanessa Emerson, founder of Dental Speakers Bureau. And today, I'm interviewing Denise Ciardello. Thanks so much for being here, Denise.
Hi, Vanessa. Thanks for having me.
Denise is co-author of Office Management Guide, OMG, Office Management Guide, which is considered an essential tool by dental practices around the country. She is a speaker, author, and also co-founder of Global Team Solutions, a practice management consulting firm with 25 years experience growing dental practices. I've asked Denise today to share a little bit more about her presentations. I know that you have multiple courses and a little bit different areas of focus, and I was hoping you could share with the event planner listening in. Tell us a little bit more about that focus and maybe compare and contrast a little and just help us know which of your topics might be a good fit for us as we evaluate and listen in.
Okay. Well, the things that I hear when I travel around to different offices or even to different different conferences, meetings, and hear what people are finding difficult on a day-to-day basis is not necessarily the things that are going on internally in the office. It's the subjective areas. It's the conversations. It's the communication or lack of. And the problems that people have dealing with people. And that's what we deal with every day. Everybody deals with people every day. And so what my goal is to help people to handle situations before they become problems. And by doing that, I give them the tools and the techniques that they need in order to have the conversations. This all started with our OMG book, as you mentioned, when we found that people were being thrown into the management position and didn't have an idea of what it was all about. The only reason they're there is because they've been in the office the longest, and there was an opening in that, and they threw the assistant into this position. And that's where our OMG Office Management Guide originated from, to help somebody that was in that position. Then learning as we've moved along the conversations that people are having, whether it be performance reviews or with the conflict resolution. There's difficulty all around in the office and situations that occur. And so that's where some of the other topics came to be. And then finally, my background in HR helps a lot with the employee management course in order to keep your employees. The frustrations set in and they leave, and then you have to go and start training all over again. And so that's the background. It's handling the situations before they become problems. That's a real big passion of mine. I like to see a harmonious office. I like to see teams that work together. It makes life so much easier when you can go to work and you know exactly, you've got the system in place in order to handle anything. It automatically is going to have increased production in your office, and it's going to have a higher collection ratio, which is really what the business is all about, and you're going to have exceptional patient care. And I think all of this helps to maintain those systems.
Very well said. And knowing you and knowing your programs a little bit, I think that that was a really great overview. I think for the event planner listening in, let's share some titles and tie that to the topic. So we started out talking about OMG.
Right.
And what I love about your breadth of experience is you really could talk on so many areas of practice management, and I think that this OMG course is something that could go pretty broad as well as pretty specific.
It really can. And it's in its entirety, it's a 2-day course, but we can narrow it down. We can break a piece out of that and just talk about reports, and it can be a 90-minute a 90-minute session. And so that's the thing I love about about that course, is that it can cover so much, or narrow, dive deep into a certain area.
Got it. So that feels to me like that's kind of maybe some systems and that sort of thing. And then I know another course you have is on patient retention,
Yes.
which is a specific, and really ultimately at its core, that would be about what?
Customer service. And I mean, how many of us haven't been somewhere and we go, oh my gosh, they expect me to tip them, and they're not filling my water glass, or they're not helping we all understand what customer service is, and we all truly understand what poor customer service is. We get it in our office as well, because we want our patients to keep coming back. It's a lot easier to retain a patient than it is to try to go out and get a new one. And so let's find the ways, let's discover what works in helping us to retain the patients that we've had already coming through our door.
Excellent. And then your last two courses, in my mind, feel somewhat connected but different. Would you mind walking us through those, the titles and what they are focused on?
The Powerful Conversations, the Foundation of a Successful Team, encompasses all types of conversations that you have in the office. It goes from performance reviews to huddles to team meetings, all the way to conflict resolution. And unfortunately, that happens everywhere also. And it's not a bad thing. We're all different. We all have individual ideas, and conflict isn't bad until it becomes heated, or until it divides an office. And so let's put some tools and techniques in your hands in order to solve that, handle that before it becomes a problem. And then the last one that we have is taking the challenge out of employee management. And it starts with onboarding. It starts with bringing new employees in, setting the right expectations as far as what their jobs are, and really teaching them the culture of your practice, as opposed to just throwing them into a position and saying, all right, that's all yours, you do what you can. And then going through all the different steps of employee management. The performance reviews, monitoring and setting the proper expectations, counseling when there's unwanted behavior, or re-guiding people that have maybe stepped over the line a little bit, and then also understanding when someone is when you can hang on to them versus when it may be time to release them and let them go use their talents elsewhere.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for diving deep on that with us. And what I'm thinking as I'm listening to you is that you have so many different areas that you can take your expertise, share your expertise, that for the event planner who's looking to maybe do a morning and an afternoon session at a larger meeting or something like that, it sounds like there's some really good opportunities to pair some of those together. Now, Denise, before we have to go, is there anything that would be important for the meeting planner to know about you? Maybe I'd love to throw you a curveball and just ask you, what would we expect if we were to go into a Denise Ciardello presentation? What's your secret sauce?
Well, I like to keep it lively. I put a lot of humor. I try to put a lot of humor into my presentations and really relate to the audience. I've walked in their shoes. I've sat at those desks. I've done what they've done. And I think that makes a difference, because it makes you a little bit more relatable. I'm in and out of offices every day. And so I still feel like I have that practical application that I can bring to the table. I like to have fun. I can't stand a boring course, and so I don't want to present one. And I like for the audience to really interact with me and make comments, give give us some situations that we can help problem solve, and let's make it productive. Let's make your time, whatever time it is that you're in my room, let's make it productive for you, and you to go out going, yes, I've got some tools that I can use now to be able to handle this situation. So that's what I want.
Well, excellent. That's great. Now, there you have it. I mean, that's what I think all planners want, is them to walk away with that return on investment, able to put this knowledge to work when they get back to the office. So that's great. Denise, thank you. I'm afraid our time is up. Thank you so much for being here and sharing about your courses today.
Thanks so much, Vanessa. I appreciate you allowing me the time.
Of course. You can visit dentalspeakersbureau.com to find out about Denise's courses, and you could email info@dentalspeakersbureau.com. We'd be happy to put you in touch with Denise Ciardello. Thanks again for listening in today to this episode of The Buzz, and until next time, be well.